So it's a nippy Saturday afternoon, and about to do some work outside, stuff that's been going on for the last couple of days, which I will get to in a moment. First of all, I want to thank people who wished me well with my dental procedure that I had, and yes, I am doing much better. Went back to the oral surgeon yesterday for a checkup. He says it's going along great. So glad to hear it, and I'm glad to feel it. The pain pills helped a lot, though. Anyway, a couple of things. First of all, we're going to take you through. We are beginning some progress in our movement towards this new pathway between the front of the house and the back, and a kind of a redoing of our Zen garden. So get to that in a minute. I'll show you a couple of other new things that are happening with regard to this. It's not really fall, but it's kind of fall-like weather. So I don't know, things are changing, I guess, out here, um, or evolving. Things are evolving out here. How about that? But first, what I have to do. So last week I had brought up to you. I said, well, if you have any suggestions, any feedback, any good or not so good, that's okay. I want to hear about it. Well, lo and behold, one of my good longtime friends, Lauren Eade, he came up with something that apparently was really annoying him. And it involves something that you see over my two shoulders here. You see those planters? Apparently, there are some people, well, okay, Lauren, who does not like when there's hanging, uh, when you have a hanging plant, but that you're not actually hanging. So what I have to do is I have to nip these things so that it doesn't annoy people. I'm talking this right here and this right here. Thanks, Lauren. It was a great suggestion. So you see here, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about these little things that you get in the store. They look great, but and I don't really hang them up. Now, of course, a bee has shown up, so we may have to skip that one for the moment. Let me move on to one of the other ones, shall we? Okay, so this one is probably a little bit easier to do. I mean, I could just kind of take it apart, but sometimes it's easier just to cut. See, like that. Um, so we're gonna get rid of that for now, and make people like Lauren happy. Um, why do I not take these off? Well, I don't know. Quite honestly, I never actually even notice that they are on. And so, they just get kind of left on. And then, it takes, having these things out for 20, 25 years and nobody says anything to go, oh, well, maybe I should take those out. Now I could hang some of these plants, but there's really not a lot of great places to hang because we don't really have a lot of low uh, hanging branches at the moment. So yeah, it's probably good to take these things off, but nevertheless, I haven't done it until now. Here's another one. There. Now, right, that has never looked any better, I'm sure. And yeah, this one here, this could go for sure. Um, there's no reason for this to stay on. I get it, Lauren. I really do get it. It does look lovely. That looks unbelievably better than it ever did before. Back over here, we have what are known as obedient plants, or I guess dragon heads. I guess it's got a number of different names according to my picture of this app. But these things They bloom right around this time, usually like right around the beginning of September. They don't last particularly long, but they're kind of pretty back here. Um, these have been here for, this is an early plant that came in probably about, God, more than 25 years ago, maybe, when a friend Charmin brought these over from somewhere, and we planted them here. Now over here with another bee on it, this is a what's called a Canadian goldenrod, and these also are bloomers late in the summer, early fall. With quite a few of them in this area back here that have been growing and just waiting to do some kind of bloom. And you see some back over here too. They've been behind the beautiful sunflowers back there, but these are really pretty nice.
Sort of, kind of, sort of, yeah.
It got close, but didn't burn here.
No, no, no. They're always usually controlled, but sometimes they get out of hand. And it's usually
Okay, so now that Jonathan has been here and we got some things laid out as far as like where the flagstone is going to go, I still have to make a couple of decisions on that as far as well, what specific additional stone we're going to go with the side of the on the side of the flag on the flagstone. But what I have to do right now is I've got to pick up a lot of those blue stones. Um, these are some other stones. These are the nice ones that are over here. So I'm gonna start with that, and you'll see what I mean. Because they're gonna end up going somewhere else in the yard. Maybe even over here, depending on like how this ultimately ends up looking. They may very well end up back over here, but I gotta get them cleaned out for the purposes of when he ends up coming to do some digging and to actually start putting in the new path. All right, so these are the nice blue stone, which were put in here, well, years ago, 15, well, I guess it was 18 years ago, when we had this done. Oh God, I think I have way more than what this particular bowl is gonna hold. But anyway, just to get it started. All right, so I decided it would be a little bit better because there seems to be a lot in here to use a wheelbarrow, and we will put it in. I'll put it in here to begin with, and then we'll see how much I have, and then we'll go from there. So to give you a better sense of this, if you look down over here, you see by this Buddha over here, we've got a lot of nice rocks. So these are, I don't want these to be, dug up and, ending up, in the trash. Well, they're not going to end up in the trash, but, I don't want them to end up, somewhere else. We want to reuse them is the whole idea. I suppose it might be a little bit easier with a shovel. There, I am brilliant. See, but I don't want to mix some of these other old stones with this, which is really in part why I didn't do this to begin with. See, Look at this. See, there's all this other dirt and stuff. And so that's why this isn't really helping. In a way, it's better for me to take these individually. So this Buddha over here has got quite a few rocks that I, kind of have to dig out a little bit more. See, they've gotten buried a bit over time with weeds and all kinds of shit. Okay, so I have the first batch from this area all in the wheelbarrow. So, pretty good amount of rocks that we can reuse and put elsewhere on the property. Upcoming stages will be to try to find some of the additional key rocks, because all of the rest of this is going to end up going somewhere else on the property. I'm thinking that we will probably put a lot of it over in the Palangeau Park in the back, between some of the trees on the trails. That's essentially all of this. Anyway, I gotta stop now because I gotta go to a Zoom happy hour. So I'm walking around on Saturday trying to find a new spot for those rocks that I pulled out yesterday, put in the wheelbarrow yesterday. I may bring them over here into the Palangeau Park, at least temporarily, until I figure out what I want to do with them once the Zen garden is done and the pathway is done. So it turns out that there is actually, there's a ton of rocks here, and this is going to be too heavy for me to just move. So now I got to move part of them first, because there's too much in here. So I'm using my handy little blue bowl here to bring some of these to the back. I will use the wheelbarrow for the rest. It's going to lighten this load a bit. All right, I think this is light enough for me to move it. I'm moving it. I'm moving it. Whoa. So I think we've made a lot of progress this week. Having Jonathan come over, working on laying out the path for the Zen garden. I think it's cool. Moving the rocks, all of that. I think the biggest accomplishment of this week may very well be, yes, these, right? Removing these from the potted plants. I think it looks way better. Just look behind me now, right? Doesn't this look way better than it ever looked before? See you soon.